Atlanta Fried Chicken.
Yeah, can I get delivery, please?
Yeah, postcode, please. 3AW.
3AW.
Brother, I for Apple, yeah?
You fucking dying or what? You dumb cuz. I try to call you, get some chicken. I just wanted to get some chicken. And then you go, bitch, it's a serious call, man. Who the fuck do you think you are, man? Who the fuck do you think you are? No, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! This video idea popped by on Discord. I'll probably shout out the person right here. Right here. Flipping the English football pyramid. So, for example, Man City, Arsenal, and Chelsea get all the way down to League 2, as well as Bromley, Crawley Town, and your mom FC. They all get to the Premier League to win hundreds of millions of pounds a week. Like a homeless person and the fucking plumber winning the fucking lottery, and all of a sudden they can afford everything that their hearts can desire, and they spend all that money on ketamine and they drown to death. First impressions, everyone fucking leaving. Everyone is fucking leaving all their clubs. They don't want to take in League 2 action no more. The league is too tiny for them. They want out. And the most expensive sale is Ollie Watkins to fucking Juventus. Is an Aston Villa player the most expensive fucking sale? How? Gabriel Martinelli off to Real Madrid. And am I reading this fucking right? 48 million. 48 million. So the price, half the price of Nicola Pepe. Half the price of what Arsenal pay for Nicola Pepe. Martinelli is sold. Martinez to Bayern, yeah, that was rumored for a couple of years now. Akanji to PSG, yeah, that could obviously happen. John Stones to PSG, that can still happen. That could possibly happen as well for arguably the same price. Malo Gusto to PSG, Andrew, oh my god, PSG!
You got a whole new backline.
Oh, bro, it's a fucking fire sale. They literally signed a full-fledged four-man defense. People that were too tired of League 2 mediocrity. And these people were there just for the summer. You got a month of League 2 or it figured out that, nah, this too shit for me, I'm off. Diogo Dalot to Barcelona, this doesn't make sense. Richarlison to Bilbao, that makes more sense. Leon Bailey to Wolfsburg. Betancourt to Dortmund. Curtis Jones moves to Fulham, so trading League 2 for a League 2 club for another. No. Kobe Mainoo to Inter. Robinson to Real Madrid.
Should at least be good at shooting.
Nah. Light-skinned blacks never shoot. Light-skinned blacks are always afraid of the guns. It makes more sense. Man United are also the team that signed Wout Weghorst and Odion Igalo. This one makes more sense than you might think. Funnily enough, the one that didn't make sense whatsoever is the top transfer of the whole thing of 2024. It's the Alphonso Davies Bayern transfer going to fucking Tottenham. You're the favourite to win trophies in Germany. And you move to not only a League 2 club, but it's fucking Tottenham. By the way, it all simulated already all this year that is gone by. So we have results for literally everything. I didn't technically flip the English football pyramid because I cannot in good consciousness put Swansea in a place that isn't the bottom of League 2. If it depended on me, Swansea wouldn't be in the bottom of League 2. Swansea would be in a fucking volcano in Hawaii getting erupted and molested by the fucking natives there. If talking in real sense, Sheffield United would also be joining them in the conference. Big surprise is Sheffield fucking United. Brentford and Bournemouth survive. Leicester, Southampton and Leeds still there. Everton finished 16th. Brighton 12th. Man United, yeah, you're gonna sign Callum Wilson. You're gonna pay some prices at some point. Spurs sign Alphonso Davies, and the best they can do is 6th and get to the playoffs alongside Newcastle, Arsenal and Aston Villa, as the 3 promoted teams are the usual suspects: Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool.
Yay!
My fucking ears, man. We can actually fucking guess who actually got promoted, because we have the League 2 playoffs, because we're actually in League 2. And it hasn't happened yet. I'm a clear fucking amateur at this. The sentence Jack Grealish scores goals only makes sense in Jack Grealish's own mind and the deal he signed with fucking Gucci or the gay brands that he likes. Jack Grealish and 34 goals. That's a typo. That's a fucking mistake. Surely. That's a fucking mistake. He doesn't score goals. He never does. This is fucking stupid. This is so stupid. Yeah, Jorgen Strand Larsen from Wolves gets 20 goals. Who the fuck is he? Big one time. Middlesbrough, Preston. How the fuck Preston got promoted? Okay, I'll pretend that didn't happen. That was probably another typo in the fucking programming and the coding of the game. The final playoff spot is gonna be between Luton Town, Ipswich, Sunderland, and Watford.
Probably didn't happen yet.
Oh. So, Cambridge, Mansfield, and Lincoln are still there. I think I did a poo-poo, John. These are League One clubs. Those three at the bottom are League One clubs. Pretty evident by the fact that they are in the bottom three clubs in the league. I'm definitely made a poo-poo. I 100% made a poo-poo. Birmingham City and Peterborough are the ones promoted to the Premier League, and then resulted decided with Stevenage, the fucking Burger King advert, Bolton, the Dogden fucking banner, Wrexham, a Ryan Reynolds dream and Disney Plus enthusiast, and Portsmouth, the club that has been dead for a while now. Colchester, Crawley Town, and Harrogate Town go back to the dreads that they once prevailed. Finally, talking on something that actually matters. Bradford City are Premier League champions, with the lowest point total that I've ever seen someone win this title. 67. They won the league with 67 points. Look at how many draws all the clubs have in the top of the league. Most teams have more draws than wins. I would only guess this league being broadcasted to the world, seeing a final day going down between Fleetwood Town and Bradford City, and having to watch a bunch of white giant men having to spend the day chucking the ball to Rosette until someone can fucking die of committing suicide every single minute of the game. It'll literally be the most stupid and fucking sickening league to watch. Yeah, to Fleetwood Town, Notts County, and Port Vale, at least they get Champions League spots in it next season. To Barrow and Carlisle, they get Europa League, and Tranmere Rovers get Conference League. You know, I actually know someone that plays for Tranmere Rovers, right?
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
How's he doing today?
If I'm not mistaken, his friend went to prison because he sniffed cocaine with him. And I'm not even joking, like, this is actually a real story. Swindon Town, Cheltenham, and Newport County, all down without a fuss. 22 points on a league that literally everyone apart from Cheltenham and New got more than 40 points. Swindon got relegated with 41. Do you know how difficult that is?
Jack Grealish being the top scorer is very funny.
That never happened. That never happened. Never saw that. That did affect the FA Cup winners? No, it didn't. Bournemouth reached the final and Man City cleaning up. Did any of this affect the Carabao Cup winners? For anyone that fucking gives a shit. Yeah! It kinda did. So, remember the last European spots that went to Tranmere Rovers? That's fucking gone, because Coventry win the League Cup and grant themselves a spot in the Europa League. Coventry City in the Europa League. That's your real team, John. Getting 4 goals conceded by Coventry fucking City.
I mean, at least we made it to the final. That means that a lot of other teams fell much earlier.
Coventry's badge is literally the form of Buddhism. That crest is literally Buddhism. Did it affect anything in the Champions League? No, it's an Italian final, Inter win it on penalties against Atalanta. But anyone reaching any far... Why Auxerre there? Why are Brest in the semi-finals?
They got Nance there.
I'm gonna stop trying to understand this Champions League. I won't engage on it. So Notts County qualified through the playoffs. So did Morecambe. Yeah, Morecambe got the last spot ahead of Valencia. I just did a video on you. And you come behind Morecambe. No wonder you needed my salvation. The black people couldn't come soon enough. Swindon and Cheltenham, far away from everything else. But this Champions League makes me fucking sick. This is the most Conference League final I've ever seen in my life. More of the story is, it doesn't matter how much of the little teams from League 2 and League 1 get performing in the top flights, they're not going to spend any money because their international reputation and the whole coding behind their teams are just too fucking low for them to do anything. No matter what's going to happen, the big teams are going to climb on the leagues, the little teams will keep on declining, and I suppose that's that.
Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes.
Remember PSG's constant dominance in just signing everyone with a pulse? It hasn't fucking stopped. If anything, it's gone worse. Spent over 200 million in a single summer. And that includes Gabriel Magalhães from Arsenal. I mean, they did sell Xavi Simons and Bradley Barcola to German clubs at the other end of the spectrum. Bruno Guimaraes left Newcastle for Napoli on £63 million. Diogo Jota from Liverpool to Barcelona, the same way for Alisson. Liverpool, even though getting promoted, they just seem to give up on everything in life because we're in League One, we're not in Premier League anymore. Although signing Jonathan David is at least a bonus. How highly rated is Jonathan David? 85. It might carry you for some seasons. Lisandro Martinez to Bayer Leverkusen, Liverpool to Bilbao. Bear in mind, Lisandro Martinez going to Bayer Leverkusen. Beware, guys, because you're probably still in League 2. You don't want to be getting rid of every single bit of your squad, so you might end up depleted in a couple of months and years. West Ham strengthened their squad in League 2 by signing Donny O'Malley. God knows how the fuck they agreed to go with the fucking deal. Pape Sarr to Monaco of Tottenham, Reece James to Inter Milan, Mark Guehi to Galatasaray to join the Wilfred Zaha club of failed Croydon Misfits, Tino Livramento to Leipzig, Jaron Brunthwaite swapping one League 2 club for another, Levi Colwill to Frankfurt, Drellington finally giving up on Newcastle throughout his time, and surprisingly Newcastle even get a $5 million loss because they signed him for $40 million in 2019 and they sold him for Saudi bankrolled Al Hilal for 35. Not even, they can't even make a profit on Drellington from a Saudi club. Murillo goes to Wolfsburg, Morgan Rogers to Lazio, and Harvey Barnes to Girona. Yeah, that's pretty much the main interesting points to gather off this season. Most of the clubs that shouldn't be in League 2 but are in League 2 anyways are just flogging that talent away, and for some of them it's a bit of a dangerous game because at some point you're gonna run out of talent, you're gonna run out of people to hand contracts into, and you're gonna sign a bunch of youth academy players that couldn't give a flying fuck. I mean, some of them might give a fuck, but some of them are 40 rated, so they might as well not give a fuck because it ends up being the same thing. Speaking of the League 2 table, the new League 2 table, Swansea didn't finish bottom. How the fuck didn't you finish bottom? I mean, it makes sense for all the 4 teams that got relegated to be all down in the dumps. And my apologies again to use Cambridge United, Lincoln City, and Mansfield Town. They shouldn't be there because they should be up there in the Premier League, so at least for a couple of seasons in the top divisions. But I forgot to swap them, so I do apologize. What did I tell about Aston Villa? You keep flogging your talent, and you're gonna see what fucking happens. Finishing below Norwich, Southampton, and Sheffield United. United get promoted, Tottenham get promoted, but Burnley get promoted. Who the fuck do Burnley have? They're already a championship level team. They're already in League 1. So the only thing that would have made sense was to keep on declining, and then they would be soon enough swimming in the same water as Oxford United and Lincoln City. So them getting the better of Newcastle, West Ham, and Brighton and even Tottenham is fucking weird. It's too fucking weird. So United, Burnley, and Spurs go to League 1. Newcastle, West Ham, Brighton, and Everton are the ones to fight off the last spot for the League 1 bus, if there's such a thing as a League 1 bus. Brighton, after signing Branthwaite, are the ones to get promoted, knocking out Everton, if I'm not mistaken. No, West Ham. João Pedro ends up top scorer of the league, overpassing Humanson and Alexander Isak. And when Neil Maupay is scoring 23 goals in the season, that's when you know Neil Maupay is facing centre-backs with gangrene feet and, I don't know, a cancerous belly button or tumours in their lungs. Like, Neil Maupay getting to 23 goals in a season, it's worthy enough of the back line of everyone that conceded to that man to get fucking shot in the head. You can't concede to Neil Maupay. And the obvious happens. The 4 teams get promoted into League 1, walk the league without any issue. Oh, they're more than 100 points. Man City get promoted as champions with Arsenal in second, but one of Liverpool and Chelsea are going to be left behind because they'll be in the playoffs alongside Hull City and West Brom. Poor Hull City and West Brom. They just wanted to go to the championship. They're normally in the championship, but now they have to face Liverpool and Chelsea. And it's more of the same. Harrogate Town, Colchester, Charlton, and Crawley, most of the teams that were in the championship, go down to League 2. Some of them back to League 2, where they're never going to be seen again. Championship, Ipswich get promoted back to the Premier League with 101 points. Middlesbrough get 100 points and don't even win the fucking league. Preston, you fucking scare the shit out of me. You cannot get promoted to the Premier League. Seeing Preston in the Premier League is like seeing a diabetic, obese motherfucker winning a marathon. It doesn't compute and it hurts the eyes. Barnsley, Bolton, and Reading will be fighting off that last Premier League spot on the Premier League bus. The Premier League bus. More of the same. Cheltenham, Newport County, and Leyton Orient, clubs that started the whole thing in League 2, will get back to League One, and yeah, most of the teams are starting to get their descent. I already told you that most of these teams, they don't have the international reputation to sign good players. So despite them getting hundreds of millions of pounds a year through advertising alone and television deals alone in the fucking Premier League, it still conspires them to not sign a single worthy, decent player. Their squad is still having a plethora of players that are on the 65, 61 overall, 59 overall. Their squad are still shit. Last time Bradford City won the Premier League, but now it's just coming fourth because of all the League One clubs coming up and making the league their own. Birmingham City win the league by a whole 12 points. But still, 79 points is still quite a low points total to actually win the league. MK Dons, Fleetwood Town, and still Bradford City, they go up to the Champions League. They're going to be playing Champions League football. This is fucking scary. Carlisle and Port Vale get Europa League, and Peterborough, they get Conference League football. Despite of that, I just wanted to point out, Wrexham only lost 7 games all season, but they drew 20. It is like getting the first half of the season, the whole first half of the season, and they drew every game. They might as well shouldn't even be there. Imagine Ryan Reynolds' face is gonna get fucking fuming. Morecambe, Wimbledon, and Bromley all fucking down. Were they in the Premier League? Yeah, they probably were, but now that, you know, they have more League One clubs coming up and making the division their own, they find no space in the Premier League no more. Tranmere somehow, they stay up. They still stay up, Tranmere. No effect in anything. City still win the FA Cup. Spurs finish runner-up. Arsenal win the League Cup. Man City runner-up again. Do I really need to clear up all these cups? The lower league teams don't sign anyone. So the big teams keep on performing, despite them selling their best players literally every season. I'm kind of happy, but this hurts my eyes. Any of the lower league scum doing well for them, please find me a lower league scum team that actually did well in the Champions League. Actually, no, none of them went through the league phase. Big fucking oop. Big surprise. The highest rated out of the English teams was Fleetwood Town, who got 8 points. 2 wins and you know what? That's actually pretty fucking good. They finish above Karabag and PSV. That's actually mad surprising. Someone like Fleetwood Town scoring 12 goals in the Champions League is a fucking miracle. Them scoring 1 would be the best year of the club's life. Fleetwood Town just score a fucking Champions League goal. No, they scored 12. They actually scored 12. Port Vale also scored 12, but finished with 7 points in 32nd. Bradford City, despite a Premier League champions, they are in 33rd. 33rd with 5 points. At least they won a game. By comparison to Barrow and Notts County, who not even a win they could buy for them. Barrow and Notts County prop the fucking league phase table. Might have been in League One, but they could have gone to the Champions League. I was about to say that they were going to the Champions League, but no. AC Milan win the Europa League, so Man City are still Europa League fodder. How did the English boys go? Oh, there's Carlisle winning 2 games and even finishing below Servette of Switzerland. Were there any one of them in the Conference League? I mean, Braga win that. You know what? A round of 16 defeat to Nice. That's arguably one of the best moments in Coventry City history. You were never going to see a European round of 16 where Coventry City are featured. Only in the Conference League, people. Only in the Conference League. And you know what? Finishing above Sturm Graz, who are in an actual Champions League this season, finishing above Como and Vitória Guimarães is a massive fucking feat. 3 wins, 2 draws, only 1 loss. Positive goal difference. Coventry City fucking smashed it. I actually want to see how's the Bradford City team doing so far. I'm gonna look at their Champions League ratings and see how they're doing. Their top scorer was Julian Ryzhkov. Exactly. Oh my god. He's actually better than I thought. He's actually better than I thought. I thought it was going to be some 60 rated nobody, but 71, yeah, that's not too bad. And he's 21 years old as well. Kind of a decent Dutch striker. And for Bradford City, a fucking superstar. Their second top scorer was Alex Pattison in midfield, who scored 2 goals in 5 games. Yeah. He's what I expect from Bradford City. He's kind of fast. God help him in anything else. PSG, fucking stop! Why? You haven't even won a Champions League yet. You haven't been in the Champions League final yet. And they just spent 200 million again on... Other than that, yeah, Premier League clubs just fell out of the face of the earth. I can't see no fucking business being made. Apart from, yeah, yeah, Tottenham just gave away their left back and right back to literally anyone that would want them. Kudus is gone from West Ham, so pretty much that fan base needs to commit suicide right now. A West Ham world without Kudus is a world that West Ham fans just become depressed and go to the pub to constantly drown their sorrows with I don't know, 20 liter barrels of Carling, because that's what every West Ham fan does, just power their face with beer. Harvey Elliott to Real Sociedad, Ryan Gravenberch to RB Leipzig. Liverpool still climbing up the ranks each and every time, and they might sell all these players. They might sell all these players with high potentials. Do you really think that they're not gonna get to the Premier League? Fuck, there's no surprise. There's nothing new will happen. I don't even know what the fuck you're doing in this video. Does Tottenham even have a defensive line anymore? They sold every single defender they could get. They're just gonna transition back to that Tottenham team of like 2012, 2013. They had Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, and their defense was fucking pat. The Xerxes experiment is all given up. They sent him to Sporting Lisbon to never come back. Endrick to Napoli, yeah, who gives a fuck? I mean, I kinda give a fuck. What's his rating? 83. Yeah, Maatsen leaves Aston Villa. Evan Nilsson quits to Spain. Probably what he should have done instead of joining fucking Bournemouth. Lenny Yoro missed France so much. Big deal. Like, why would you go to Manchester in the first place? You're never gonna be able to see the sun ever again. Although rare signing for the occasion of Kessie leaving Saudi to join Liverpool. Yeah, they haven't really downgraded their standards at all. Sarcasm. Yeah, I'm sure that he's receiving 19 grand a week. I mean, yeah, no shit. They've been in the lower leagues of English football, so no fucking wonder. But yeah, sure thing that he's gonna leave Saudi for 19 grand a week. He's African. He needs that money to live, bro. Oh. Alright, so every single team that was actually lower league, including that one in the bottom, is finally on the place they truly deserve to be. And you can clearly see that by the long fucking gap between Nottingham Forest and Mansfield Town. Surprisingly, Oxford United escaped that gap. They have 58 points. I guess Nottingham Forest will never go back to the highest they want to be. And yeah, Aston Villa is still behind Sheffield United and still trapped in League 2. That's a club in the Champions League. That is the club in the Champions League. It should revert back to the days of missing Ollie Watkins. They miss Ollie Watkins too much. I can guarantee it. So Brentford, Wolves, and Leicester are the ones getting promoted. Leeds United, Everton, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace all to the playoffs. If Newcastle don't get promoted, it will surely just hand it in all the troubles that it would unfold for this takeover, this Saudi takeover. Listen. You're the richest club in the world, and you're still trapped in the same division as Harrogate Town and Mansfield. If they don't go through the playoffs, they might as well drown themselves in the Tyne River. I think this Tyne River. Yeah, Tyne River, I think. Like the one below the bridge, like that bridge in Newcastle. Yeah, I think it's Tyne River. They're gonna drown themselves in the Tyne River. Leeds get promoted to League One, and they are still fucked. Wasn't Huerta one of the Mexican free agents? If it was, well done, Crystal Palace. You truly spotted a good one. That's an actual signing that I would have done for a League 2 club that wouldn't be able to pay wages or transfer bids. So, decent signing, and he scored 25 goals. Shame that you can't get fucking promoted for shit. I remember Liverpool just selling their players constantly. If it is paying off. Not only they didn't get promoted in the playoffs against Chelsea, but United and Tottenham automatically promoted, and now they have to, again, despite getting 105 points, they have to fight off with Brighton, Coventry, and Bristol City on who's going to the Championship. Didn't I say that Burnley getting promoted from League 2 last time was a bit of a mistake? On all parties considered, it was like God's mistake to put Burnley in such a prestigious position. And look how it turned out. You're 12th in League 1, dickheads. More misery for the ones that were actually in League 2 from the past. Cheltenham Town, Newport County, and Leyton Orient go back to the place they originally came from. And bear in mind, Sheffield Wednesday, aren't they in the Championship right now? And they go to League 2 on such early schedule that I couldn't even predict it normally. And Derby, be warned, because you might be next. Surprisingly, Man City don't get promoted straight away. It's the London duo of Chelsea and Arsenal with more than 100 points. And Man City has to epically fight for their standard, their elite level standard of Abu Dhabi, for them to fight off in the playoffs, in the biggest games of their lives against Bolton, Blackpool, and Port. You see how much sarcasm I'm even infatuating to this video, that the throat can't even handle so much sarcasm. I swallowed so much sarcasm that I'm puking out blood. Exeter, Grimsby, and Crewe Alexandra go to League One. First season was Bradford. Second season was Birmingham. And Birmingham don't do this, the two-peat. They don't do it back-to-back. It's Ipswich time in the spotlight. They get their first league title since, I don't know, the 60s. Birmingham is still getting second, so they qualify for the Champions League again. So do Middlesbrough. And that fourth place team as well. They also go to the Champions League. Gillingham and Walsall, still fair play that they keep holding their own and qualify themselves for European competition. So does Salford City. Considering the class of 92 keep on losing interest, that won't be the same case for a while. Tranmere still stay up. How can Tranmere keep doing this? Tranmere, you should be relegated from season 1, and you lasted 3 seasons. It's time to fucking go. Yeah, it's Doncaster, Accrington, Stanley, and Carlisle to all get relegated. We're in Carlisle, and you're in the Conference League or Europa League. Look at what they do to dare to dream. Look at what happens when they dare to dream. Hey, Man City goes to the Europa League again because they won the FA Cup. And they win the League Cup, and they beat Fulham. They have the 2 domestic cups. Everyone wanted to see that. A repeat of 2013. And everyone now thinks the Bundesliga is the place to be for quality football. Bear in mind, it isn't. Never watched the Bundesliga. How did the boys go from lower league shit? How did the lower league boys go? That's nice. So Fleetwood Town broke the mold. They literally got to a Champions League playoff. Yeah, that you got beaten by Celtic, but Celtic is alright. Fleetwood Town, playoffs or the Champions League. They did go through the league phase. Nice to see. Where did they finish? 17th. Fleetwood Town finished 17th. Above Inter Milan, Feyenoord, Benfica, and Monaco. Already told you that Roma winning the Champions League was a fucking mistake. Look how that turned out. MK Dons, 31st. And then at the very bottom of the pile, you find Birmingham City. Premier League champions, some might say. Premier League champions, a wise man said. And that same wise man is now drinking bleach. Who gave the chance for Birmingham City to be in the Champions League? Literally who? Look at what they made. Finishing below a team from Azerbaijan and a team from Cyprus. Fuck you. It's the same thing all the time, bro. It's the same thing every single time. You see what that did to me? That nearly broke my brain. Let me get this straight again. Not being homosexual again. PSG signed another star player. They signed Enzo Fernandez. So the most French out of every single French team signed Enzo Fernandez, whilst mocking that every single French international is an African descendant. In exchange, PSG sell their 2 best fullbacks, in Nuno Mendes and Malo Gusto. John, say something, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, people call me. What people?
That was funny. Decent joke. You decent joke. You very decent joke.
It is a funny piece of shit.
Okay, Lyon spent 80 million. That's fucking garbage, but it's for Martinelli, so that's at least something good. Isak finally leaves Newcastle. Fun fact, John, Newcastle are still in League 2, by the way. They haven't been promoted at all. Yeah, they're not getting promoted out of League 2. No, Arsenal get rid of Declan Rice. Declan Rice, not Arsenal. Arsenal's Arsenal, and they get rid of Declan Rice to Bayer Leverkusen. Liverpool sells Bosley to Napoli. How highly rated is Bosley? 86. Isn't that another star player than they sell for no fucking reason? You know they're still in League 1, right? They're not even in the Championship yet. How's Jan Koto 86? I've seen young Koto play. He's not pretty. Liverpool don't want to get promoted, do they? Literally the only player that you could have 100% kept for this entire thing, just because of how loyal he is and how scouse he is. And you get him rid for PSG.
Now we need to take a look at our team, though.
Bro, Mo Salah's gone. So is McAllister. So is Alisson is gone as well. Robertson is gone. Literally all the spine of the team is gone. Yeah, I haven't seen you get replacing them with anyone. 84 rated Milos Kerkez off to Lille. Newcastle not getting out of League 2. It's another good player sold. They're not gonna sign anyone. Botman is off to Real Sociedad, whilst Bruno Fernandes is off to Barcelona. A lot of these clubs are actually taking so many advantages with the English crisis. Got Nacho at 86 off to Wolfsburg. Chelsea cut the cord on Andre Santos. He's off to Sociedad as well. And PSG goes with another one. Bernardo Silva off to PSG. I'll check Liverpool's team for you. Bajetic, 81 rated. Chiesa still there, 84. Oh, they signed Jonathan David. That's like the only special signing that they've made so far. Luis Diaz is still rolling, so is Gakpo at a decent rating. Joe Gomez still stinking up the place. No wonder they're not in the Premier League yet. Konate still around. Kessier earning a fucking pittance compared to what he was earning at Saudi. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, are you out of your fucking mind? McAllister, 88! Yeah. Wow. Oh, Mabadashvili. That's why they sold Allison then. Because he's fucking balling. Oh.
Yeah.
The most beautiful man of Liverpool. How you doing, beauty? How you doing, you cutie patootie? Come on, smile for me. Smile for me. One thing that Aston Villa managed to do was finish above Sheffield United for a change, something that they haven't been able to do so far. But what they haven't been able to do is get fucking promoted because they missed on the playoffs again. So Newcastle get to the playoffs alongside Southampton, Fulham and Nottingham Forest. As for Bournemouth, West Ham and Crystal Palace, they're all promoted. Finally escaping League 2, Crystal Palace, eh? Please tell me Newcastle got promoted. Oh, they did. They did. They sold everyone. Soon enough, about time they were gonna get out of this fucking league. Because bear in mind, Aston Villa's still there. And they haven't been showing any sign of actually going out. Brentford and Brighton get more than 100 points. Leicester City are full 20 points behind. But it's cool. All they need to do is beat West Brom, Luton or Stoke. And they're pretty much there again in the Premier League universe. Coventry, who won the League Cup in the first season, with more to fall. They're trapped in League 1 now. Same for Wolves. Same for Burnley. Exeter, Derby, Plymouth and Crewe. I told you, Derby. Your time was eventually coming. Oi! Finally happened. Spurs, Liverpool with 100 points for both of them. They're back in the Prem. They're back on the big boys. And all that United have to do is beat Bolton, Rotherham or Barnsley. Why do I try to make this entertaining? This is fucking bullshit. Burton Albion, Wimbledon and Morecambe. I don't give a fuck, honestly. And now all the teams that were winning this thing. You know, Bradford won it the first season, Birmingham the second, Ipswich the third, and now look at what happened in the end. The three amazing dogs are the three to be in the top dogs. Arsenal win it in the end, with City in second, Chelsea in third, and at least a fourth place qualification for the Champions League for Middlesbrough. Funnily enough, Peterborough still getting European football after all this shit. Peterborough. Finally, Tranmere go down. It had to happen, boys. It had to happen. Tranmere's a team full of crackheads. I cannot see them and Premier League in the same page. Let me guess. Champions League was won by Man City. But this is the first final that PSG showed up, and they don't even manage to win it. Fucking embarrassing. No English teams even getting close to that trophy. Although Man City got knocked out in the playoff rounds to Borussia Dortmund. You know who also got knocked out in the playoff rounds? Fucking Middlesbrough. Fucking Middlesbrough were knocked out in the same place as Manchester City. I don't have anything to talk about. This is arguably the most interesting thing that has happened so far. Well done, Ipswich and Birmingham. You truly make a good mark in the competition. I feel proud to even say your names. You did good. You did very, very good. Let me at least check Middlesbrough team to see how they still managed to get fourth and a Champions League playoff run. It's not going to be anything special, I know. It's just at least something to show for the camera to increase watch time. Alright, so they have a left back from Sierra Leone that's surely going to die in about 7 years. So Gianluca Gaetano with 79 rating. It's probably the best thing that I've seen this Middlesbrough team so far. Joaquin Garcia at 80 rating, the Argentinian right back. It's something. Taylor Harwood Bayliss, isn't that the Man City guy? Yeah, he's the Man City guy. He added to that 79 rated, kind of quick French left back. I can kind of see why Middlesbrough is still decent. They recruited nicely. Just under the radar and obviously not enough value for what they've earned so far, but it's kind of something. PSG, please stop. I thank the Lords this is the final season, otherwise I'll just be gag reflexing this whole mic. Yeah, Man City sell Phil Foden to AC Milan for a price that I'm already telling you now, it's overly overpriced. If it is above 114 million, It's a fucking rip-off. They also buy Vitinha from PSG, but they also sell Tchouaméni. Massive fucking mistake. Adagua going to Napoli. Vitor Roque going to AC Milan. Fucking hell. You don't need that many good players. Fuck me. And who the fuck is Matthias Baker? Oh shit. Yeah, he good. Yeah, no English players are actually making any moves. I'm gonna rephrase. Some English teams are making moves. Georgios Calvini literally swapped Barcelona for Ipswich. Do you have Down syndrome? Oh, look at that PSG signing Matthias If PSG don't win the Champions League, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes, no. What even is the starting lineup?
Ruben Diaz as well.
We need to take a look at the squad.
How do I check their starting 11? I forgot how to do that. Okay, so their top scorer in the Champions League was Desire Doué.
Check his overall.
He's kind of something. They do have Victor Gyökeres as well. Valverde at 90 fucking rated. Rodrigo at 91. Ousmane Dembele that doesn't even get a game. Holy shit. Yeah, you understand what they built right now. Enzo Fernandez Enzo Fernandez is 86. And he played one game. Eder Militão, Ruben Dias, and Matthias De Ligt is a bench player. De Ligt is 87 and he's benched. Camavinga's at 90. Oh my fucking god. That's their backup keeper. Chevalier is their backup keeper. And he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I can't see the universe on how this fucking team can get pre-Champions League. So what I'm guessing that happened is that Ruben Diaz is the only one with 19 games. So he must have played those playoff matches for Man City, and then he joined PSG. But 15 games, yeah, they reached the final, 100%. They have to have reached the final. Alright then. If PSG haven't won the Champions League, I'm gonna eat these nuts. Not these nuts. I'm gonna eat nuts. I have nuts in my house left from someone that stayed here. I hate nuts. So if PSG didn't win the Champions League, I'm gonna eat nuts. Aston Villa finally did it. Jesus Christ. It doesn't really matter. Fulham fucking raped the league inside out. And Sheffield United go alongside them. Everton, Norwich, Plymouth, and Nottingham Forest are the ones to fight off for the last spaces in this whole experiment to not end up in, the worst division in England. Because for Southampton, how can Southampton still exist? They're already bad as it is in real life. I didn't expect this to be this bad. That Plymouth Argyle would outperform them. Yeah, it's Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are the ones to finally get out of the living hell that is League 2. Plymouth, yeah, they give it a good go. But at the end of the day, Pieface still has to fucking cry. Final teams get promoted from League 1 are Wolves, Crystal Palace, and then one of Bournemouth, Leeds, West Ham, or Newcastle. I don't give a shit to find out who actually did it. So fuck you. Relegated to League 2 were Burton Albion, Grimsby, Wimbledon, and Morecambe. And Stoke, you were fucking lucky as shit to not have gone down. Because you deserve it out of the best of these lot. Man United and Brighton Can you get out of my screen, please? Man United and Brighton are the lucky ones to get the last pieces of championship rubbish out of their fucking way. Finally consolidate themselves as Premier League teams once again. And Brentford has to fight out with West Brom, Bolton. Why Bolton are still in the top spaces of the championship? Weren't Bolton about to go out of business? Remember Tranmere and how they wouldn't get relegated from the Premier League? Yeah, they finally got what they truly deserved. Getting relegated to fucking League 1 alongside Swindon and Stockport. And let's be honest, they're lucky to not even gone down to League 2. Surprisingly, teams like Northampton, Shrewsbury, and fucking Bromley managed to stay this whole experiment in the Championship and most of the time in the Premier League. So, don't know how you did it, but I'm kind of glad that you did. I don't wanna comment on that, John.
I think we should just end the video here. Just say anything else.
Yeah, we should. I don't know how Preston still get European football after all this time. They're in the same division as all these European super clubs, and they still get Europa League football out of that. And unfortunately for Walsall, Port Vale, and Rotherham, they won't end the experiment on a good note. They're all relegated to the Championship. But they did last the whole thing in the Premier League for a long time, so fair play. And shout out Bradford City, shout out Birmingham City, and shout out Ipswich for being the only ones out of compared to the super clubs to actually win the goddamn thing. Unfortunately, they weren't programmed by the game to sign any of the super signings that usually super clubs make. Alright, let's finally figure it out if I have to eat nuts. You had one job. You had one fucking job. You had one fucking job. You had one fucking... Why did I trust PSG? I know PSG better than anyone else. I've seen what PSG did when they were given hope and money and good players, and they still couldn't mount to shit. Why did I expect this time to be different just because they were spending so much money on so many different players? Honestly, I don't know how they do this. I don't know how they do this. No, I'm not even gonna check everything else. I'm fucking done. Is this what you motherfuckers wanted? You want me to see it eat some nuts? Some D's nuts? Yeah, that's what you want me to see? That's what you want me to do? Eat some D's nuts? Okay, I'm gonna eat these nuts, yeah? I'm gonna eat these nuts, yeah? I'm gonna eat these nuts, yeah? Yeah, you want me to see these nuts? Okay then. Okay, I'm gonna eat these nuts. Pecan nuts. Bear in mind, these pecan nuts have been in my nutsack, so they're gonna be extra tasty. Okay, as long as it is two, they're nuts, not just one nut. There's gonna be two nuts, so nuts plural.
How does those GG?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
How does your friend's nuts taste like? Tell me. Tell me. Are your friend's nuts good? Tasty?
Oh look, I vomited and it came out medication. Isn't that a good sign? Isn't that coincidental? Doesn't that tell me something? That I should